Diana with FlexiFuse. I have a great kit for you today. If you like gnomes, you're going to love this kit. This is called No Man's Land. Here's the kit. I'll give you a little bit closer look there. I have 3 of the blocks done so that you can see them. Here's our blocks. Our first one is the gnome's house. Has cute little mushrooms on it. It's a mushroom house. Then we have a gnome that is flying in the sky using a leaf as his parachute. The other one we have done is this is the gnome in the rain. And we're going to make the last one, which is this one right here. Okay, let's get started. If you buy a kit, you're going to get all your pieces. Your pieces are all going to come laser cut. So all you have to do is build your pieces, put them together, kind of like a puzzle, put them together and then put them onto their fabric. We're going to build on a mat today. You will also get instructions of how to place your pieces. Now, I'm not one to really do it this way. I'm not going to measure each little piece to see where it goes. So I kind of eyeball it, but I might want to use some of these measurements to make sure that I have the top and the bottom in the right place. So those are also given to you. You're also given instructions on how to build it if you want to build it on the fabric. But we are going to build on a mat today. I like building on a mat because then I can get all my pieces together. I can build it on top of one another if I'm overlaying pieces, and then I can put it onto my fabric. So let's get started with building our gnome. So once I've got my pieces all clipped with the tabs, I'm going to just sort mine. So I have my grass here. Here's my gnome. Here's my ground. Here is my snail. So I'm going to start by building the snail because that's my favorite part. Okay, so I've got my pieces built. I have my snail, and he's on. The grass is on. We've got our puddle built. We're ready to build our gnome. So, if you do not want to have to do the measuring like this and have to figure out where those pieces go, another thing you can do is to blow up the picture, and then I can slide it underneath my Teflon mat, and I can see where the pieces go. You're going to want to measure a piece to make sure that it is to size. So I took this little picture right here and I blew it up to a 400 so that it's to size that I can use it underneath my Teflon mat. So we're going to build our gnome, and we're going to put his hat onto his body. This is when we peel our paper off. I'm going to leave the paper on his shirt. So remember, when you are doing this, when you're building on a Teflon mat, you want to just tap down your pieces. You don't want to iron them down completely. So my hat is just barely touching right there. So we're going to just barely tap that down so that it's in place. Okay, so that's in place. Then we're going to put his beard on. Then we're going to put his nose on and his pants and his little hand. And then we're ready to put it all together. Okay, so my gnome is all put together on my Teflon mat and it's connected. So we're ready to lift this up and bring our fabric in. And we're going to place him on the fabric. Here are some measurements that they are giving us. 2 1/4. We have 2 1/4 on the bottom and 2 1/2 on the top. So we're going to kind of just give a measurement to that. I'm also one that likes to just eyeball it, but we'll measure that to see if we have about that on the bottom. Bring them down a little bit. There we go. And measure our top. Okay, I have them centered at about 2.5. And then I'm going to kind of look at this measurement right here and see what it tells me those measurements are. And on my 1/4 and 2 inches. So on the back, I'm going to want 2 inches. Okay, there's my 2 inches right there. Okay. Then I'm just going to eyeball it, make sure I have him as center as I want him. And once you have them all centered, you are ready to use a hot iron to put your pieces down permanently. Before, I was using this iron. This is called a Dritz, and it's great for just tacking down on your mat. So that way that if I need to shift any pieces, I can easily shift them, and I can build pieces and then put them together. So all my pieces are together now. I'm ready to iron them down. Let's iron them down, and then let's put it all together and show you what it looks like. Okay, I finished my no man land, and here it is. So all finished up. It makes a really cute wall hanging. It does require some hand stitching, and if I were to do this, I wanted you to see it. So I would leave it in pieces to do the stitching. The raindrops have some stitching, and you're going to stitch the rain on the snail right here. The other thing is it is raw edge, so we recommend that you do stitch down your pieces. You can pick whatever stitch. We use zigzag, we use blanket, straight stitch. You may want to change it up a little bit. So there's our no man's land. You can order this as a full kit with all your fabric except for your background. All your pieces are laser cut, so you just have to clip them out of the sheet. Another way to buy this is in our bundle. Our bundle has everything in it except for the fabric. You're going to get all your pieces already printed on the fusing. This is our flexi fusing. Then all you have to do is pick your fabrics, and then you're ready to go. So you can find the bundle or the kit at flexifuse.com. Check us out. See some other fun kits we have.